the drummer get wicked.
Yo, peace, what's up everybody? It's your man Daddy Longlegs, original 401 Rockerz, TMC, Leggwork Productions, and just kind of chilling, man, you know, just enjoying my blessings. Every year that I continue doing what I'm doing, I tend to sit back and I reflect a little bit on what I've done, what I've accomplished, and where I want to go. And a lot of people really don't know my history, even though like my bio is all over the place on the internet and my websites. But I just want to kind of share with y'all more intimately about my B-boy experience and the whole beginning as a whole. So I'm going to try to wrap it up in like 5 minutes and see how quick I can do this, because there's a lot that's taking place. Basically, I started dancing in 1996. I was 15 years old. It was spring of 96 to be exact, and I was in 9th grade, Feinstein High School. Breaking at the time of Providence was completely underground. It was not seen anywhere at all. It had its own complete community. So anyway, I started breaking 96. It was like May. I'd seen some kids doing it in school. And I was just like, damn, breaking is back. Because I knew a little bit about the history. I knew that, you know, it was big out here in the 80s. And I had cousins and stuff that did it. But it had since went underground, you know, in like 85, 86. And even like in middle school, I used to always try to, you know, want to pop a little bit of something, but I never took it seriously, and it wasn't the thing to do back then. You know, that was that time and era of hip hop, you know, Wu-Tang Clan, you know, Tim's, the baggy pants and stuff like that, and there was no kind of b-boy history anywhere. So it was actually, I gotta give the credit to Joski. He kind of got me into it because simultaneously, while I was still in school, it was the end of the school year, and he kind of came up to me and he was like, yo, you know, I seen some kids breaking at this place called the Carriage House, blah, blah, blah. And Joe, he used to have a little group of kids that used to hang with his homeboys, younger than me, and they would go around and get little dirty mattresses out of the dumpsters, and they would do flips on them. They were always into acrobatics. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to do this breaking thing. Because it wasn't on TV, it wasn't anywhere. So lo and behold, you know, I seen kids do it in school. I was always scared to go down. At that time in Feinstein, there was only one group of kids that were breaking in that school. In that particular school, it was the Chaps crew. A bunch of Spanish cats. And, you know, I'd seen them do their thing, and I was like, you know what, I need to do this. So without any direction, I just kind of got into it. I recruited Joski and my man Lee, who later on became Kid Flex. And we used to just practice outside in the grass. We didn't have any direction. We didn't know what we were doing, but we was like, you know what, we're gonna just try to do our thing. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't have no music to break to. We didn't know what it was, what kind of music to break to. We knew the stereotypical stuff like, you know, Planet Rock and things like that. But we was just listening to what was on the radio at the time, Kicks 106. Until my man James, he actually, we used to live right near each other. He lived like completely across the street from my parents' house. And he came to me one day and he was like, he had these 2 black tapes. And he was like, yo, here's some tapes from my older sisters. There might be some music on there to break to. So he kind of gave me my first 2 tapes of breaking music. And I remember what was on the tapes. It was Planet Rock, Space is the Place by the Johnson Crew, Top Billin' by Audio 2, Itchin' for a Scratch, Force MDs, and a few other things. So fast forward, you know, we're out of school for the summer. We're breaking, practicing. I never knew nothing about top rocking because anything I seen in the 80s from like commercial movies always only showed like hand spins, head spins, windmills. So we had to kind of learn, you know, the hard way. My mother had filmed a show at Billy Taylor Park that had occurred that May for like some Harambe Day thing or something. And I didn't go that day for some reason. And she came to me, she's like, hey, these kids were breaking up at the park. I filmed this tape for you. She gives me the tape because she knew I was into it at the time. And I put the tape on, and lo and behold, it was the 401 Rockerz doing a show at the park. And when I seen this tape, I was like blown out of my mind. I was like, yo, who are these dudes? I gotta find out who they are. And at that time, it was Reckless, Footloose, my man BB, Sal, Krabby, and my man Russell, the founding members of 401. So I spent that summer practicing, and I came back to high school, you know, in September. I came back to high school again for 10th grade in 96, and I was confident to go down because, you know, practicing outside, we had people looking at us all the time, and I was just like in my show mode. By then, I was down with 401 Rockerz. I had got down with them in the August of that year. I had did a show with them at the park again, and it was just a blessing from God because I was placed in that show. My mom had actually called the carriage house and talked to the owner, and she was like, hey, my son is into this breaking thing, can he join your group? And they were like, come down and try out. I went down there, I guess I was good enough, and I got in the crew. The fall of '96, I had joined 401 Rockerz. We got Joeski down, we got Kid Flex down, and we was a lot more complete. We started making noise. In the opening of '97, we started going to New York because we had learned from a family friend about breakbeats in the Bronx. So we started going, and we were like a complete crew. We were going around town, everywhere, all the underground jams, the living room, Babyhead, all these different places, and just battling, just getting our stripes, paying our dues, man. And we went to New York and we put on a crazy performance there. I don't mean a show performance, I just mean just going in ciphers, battling, showing our skills, and we made a big impact. So from there, I'd say the summer of '97 was when our crew was most complete. We had Tammy down with us, which was our only female B-girl. My man Flex Rock, my man As1, John Swift, myself, Kid Flex, Reckless, BB. Footloose was in and out of the Navy at the time, but he was always 401. Kato, Krabby, and Russell kind of started phasing out, but they were always homeboys and always down. 401 Rockerz was the best 90s B-boy crew, right after TMC, no doubt. If you were around back then in the B-boy scene or hip-hop scene, you know about 401. Fast forward some years later, still breaking, still doing my thing, still loving this life. I kind of took a little hiatus around like 2002 or so. I started DJing, making some money with that. My brother had passed away, so I took a little break. An old employer that I had from a previous job had offered me this little gig after school teaching kids how to break, and I had never did it before, but I was like, you know what? Let me go for it. I went in, no curriculum, just teaching kids how to do foundation, how to break, just the way I learned it. And it became a big success. The schools loved it. I put together a curriculum for it. Here I am now professionally teaching. I got a lot of different things going on. It's just, like I said, a blessing from God. But 16 years in, that was '96, this is 2012. May of this year will be officially 16 years, but it's been a long time. There's been a lot of things that have happened, and I could spend hours sitting here talking to y'all, but I won't. That's just the basic history of how I got into breaking, and that's just it, I'll catch y'all around for more interviews, and stay locked, alright?